Hello and welcome to our daily sketching routine. It is Sunday, November 30th, 2025, and today's topic, I'm going to call it the thing about art style. But before we begin, welcome back if you're returning and welcome if you're new to the channel. I sketch and post every day and I use a timer to stay focused and to build a habit. I'll start a 10-minute timer. So to begin with, this is where I ended up from yesterday's video. I'll post a link to that and I'll put a before picture so that you can see, because I think that is helpful. And I worked on it for an hour, like about an hour. And I did go in with like a white paint marker to fix, well, one, I had a little bit of shading, like sketch line that I had to, and of course, if I just sketched with a pen, and so that kind of goes with like the idea of today's video, which is the art style thing. But yeah, I just kind of like cleaned it up. That's kind of what this was, where like I left enough open areas to where I could detail it, although I kind of liked the style of it. But in any case, I ended up with this, and I like it. I mean, it's exploring the character and like the style, basically. So yeah, that's what I'll talk about. Also, kind of working on it. I think really like the only thing I would do, because basically it's detailed. Now it's kind of like fine detail. I think like once you kind of go in and add either clean it up with like a white paint marker, or like add highlights or something like that. Like that's like fine detail. And one thing I was thinking is like I also have like a black paint marker, because I bought these as like they came as like black and white. You could use this, or also I also like using these like Tombow brush tip. Oh wait, that's not it. There's two of these, but kind of like this. But again, it's more for like fine detail or like touching up. Also, as I do that, I'll talk about off the top of my head like what I think about as far as like style and what sort of helped me. And I don't want to write on this page because I actually like the drawings, and so, well, not that I don't like the drawings if I write on it, but it's different if you write on it. I'll just put the text up here somehow through the magic of video editing. So yeah, I'm not going to do like a ton, but I mainly wanted to talk about like the art style. So one thing is like the detailing. So it took me an hour, and that is like part of it. So I'll just kind of talk and touch this up. I'm just darkening like these areas, like filling in like all the, and that's kind of how I like to work. I could have started with just filling in the dark areas, but I kind of like building it up in layers, and that's part of the style. Like that's kind of what I'm getting at, is it's this thing of, one, you have to experiment first of all. So you have to experiment with it. You have to observe, meaning like looking at people's work, and especially now you can kind of see like the process and stuff, which a lot of times like I wasn't able to see when I was learning. Like starting out, I didn't get to see a lot of the process, so I loved seeing any kind of process, but now that's like the big thing for various reasons, of course. But the point is that, yeah, if you can see, so observation is a really big part of it. Like really look at how somebody did it. So there's that. And then, because I think you can always learn something even if your style isn't exactly like it. And then the other thing is experiment. You have to experiment. You actually have to do it and then like see the result of it. So for example, like there's similarities, but they're different. And I'm not 100% sure that I want to do anything else to this. But you kind of have to see it. Like you have to experiment with it. Which means sometimes it won't be like the like that satisfactory, or maybe it can be kind of conflicting, kind of like this, where like, do you leave it like this or like this? So you have to experiment with it. and I'm not 100% sure. I like them both. And then, I'm using this to kind of, like refine it and like clean it up. And to me, like this is, it's like fine detail. So yeah, observation, and then experimentation, and then also preference. I think preference is like a big part of it, because, for example, like part of preference is the subject matter. Part of it is, it could be like original characters you're coming up with, or like whatever it is you actually like to draw or paint, or like create. So preference. And then the other thing is the medium. So for example, this is pen and ink. I just call this pen and ink. And then the other thing is the technique, or like the stuff like drawing. Like that is also like the technique. So yeah, what do we have? We've got, you can see there's a lot you can do with this, just kind of touching up, just adding like final details. So yeah, observe, look at stuff, look at a lot of stuff. And it doesn't have to be artwork. I mean, I look at stuff like constantly. I mean, it's a visual medium. But it could be music, and that means just listening to things. But yeah, like that's a big part of it. I mean, that's kind of like what got me into it, is just looking at stuff and liking it. And then so that has to do with your preference, because what you like is what you like, and you can't lie about it. And if you work on stuff you like, you tend to want to do more of it. So that's the experimentation. You have to experiment to see the result. You have to do experiments. And then what was the other thing? The medium itself. So pen and ink. And then, or like painting or whatever. And then it's the technique, like the method, the method of creating the thing. So for example, like I'm drawing this, I'm not painting it, I'm drawing it. So that's like the method, and that creates the style, because it's gonna look a certain way. Like if you draw something versus painting something, or taking like a photo or something. So there's a few seconds left. That's like touching up. And then like sometimes like a white marker helps, but I mean, I had to add a little bit here. It happens. And that's part of the style too. That's what I'm saying. There's like a certain level of sketchiness to it, because I don't like to draw it out and then like ink over it. Like, again, that's a preference thing. So that's also part of the style, because it's like boring to me because it takes a lot of the spontaneity out of it. But that's just me. Like, that's a preference thing. And so I kind of have to live with it, in the sense that sometimes, I'll have to fix things, or it'll look a little bit rougher, but then there's also ways of refining it. All right. So that's kind of what I wanted to go over as far as like style is concerned. And I want to thank you for joining me for our daily sketching routine. And if you enjoy these videos, please support the channel. I appreciate it. And until next time, keep on sketching.